Some narcissists don't just seek praise. They actively look for ways to strip you of power, placing you in positions where your independence and autonomy are slowly dismantled. They may zero in on people they see as beneath them, drain resources, sabotage relationships, and quietly thrive on the suffering they cause. This isn't random toxicity. It's often a pattern, a strategy built around control. If you felt targeted in this way, it's worth paying attention to the pattern. Malignant narcissistic patterns often seek dominance without risk. Behind the grand image is deep insecurity, so they may target those who seem vulnerable, the empathetic, the financially strained, the emotionally open, or anyone in a lower power position, subordinates, dependents, or even kind strangers. These individuals are less likely to push back aggressively, which reinforces the narcissist's fragile sense of superiority. Every put-down, every subtle act of control quietly reinforces the same message: I am in control. I am above you. This begins to look less like a coincidence and more like predatory selection. Financial independence represents freedom, and for someone driven by control, that freedom can feel threatening. You might notice patterns like charm used to secure loans, gifts, or shared accounts is never repaid, subtle sabotage of career opportunities to increase dependency, help that later becomes leverage, used to create guilt or obligation. The goal isn't always just money, it's control. Your financial stress, your instability, becomes proof of their influence. Watching you struggle can feed their ego in ways admiration never could. Relationship sabotage, isolation as control. Isolation is one of the most powerful tools. This may show up as triangulation, pitting friends or family against you. Charm, then criticize tactics that erode trust. Jealousy-driven drama that turns allies into skeptics. As your support network weakens, you may begin to question your own reality. And the more isolated you become, the harder it is to step away. Fewer escape routes mean longer entrapment. When suffering becomes the reward, for some individuals with severe narcissistic traits, pain isn't just a byproduct. It becomes part of the reward. They may provoke arguments, withhold empathy during crises, or escalate conflicts to prolong distress. Your frustration, your tears, your exhaustion becomes validation. I caused this. I hold this power. It's a dark form of psychological reinforcement where control becomes the deepest source of satisfaction. You're not weak, you're targeted. If this pattern feels familiar, hear this clearly. Your kindness isn't the weakness. Your empathy isn't the flaw. Your trust isn't the problem. These are strengths. But in the hands of someone seeking dominance, they can become points of exploitation. This behavior is often pathological and not always about you personally. Still, awareness matters. Watch for patterns like consistent devaluing of those seen as weaker, repeated financial boundary pushing, attempts to isolate you from trusted people. Patterns reveal more than words ever will. Practical defense strategies: spot the red flags early. I try to notice consistent devaluing, boundary pushing, or isolation attempts. These often reveal deeper patterns beneath the surface. I try to safeguard your resources, keep my finances separate, avoid shared debts, and protect my career and independence of choice. I would try to rebuild my support circle, even if small. I don't need a large network. Just a few trusted voices outside the situation at times. A healthy connection provides perspective. It reminds you that you're not alone. And finally, be willing to create distance when necessary. Real, lasting change in deeply ingrained narcissistic patterns is rare without voluntary self-reflection and accountability. And that kind of transformation isn't always common. Sometimes, distance becomes the clearest path forward. Creating space protects your peace and allows you to rebuild your life on stronger, steadier ground.